Welcome to the Alabama Water Watch instructional video series. This video will show the proper method for titrating water samples that have already been fixed for the dissolved oxygen test. This video corresponds with Step C in the Water Chemistry Manual. There is a separate video for Steps A and B, collecting and fixing the sample. For this step you will need a titration tube, starch indicator, sodium thiosulfate, and the direct reading titrator. This entire process should be completed for one sample before starting the second sample. Locate the titration tube in your kit. Rinse the tube 2 to 3 times with a small amount of the fixed sample from the first water sampling bottle. Waste can be put in a waste container or broadcasted in a vegetated area. Fill the titration tube to the 20 milliliter line with the same fixed sample. Locate the starch indicator in your kit. Add 8 drops to the tube and gently swirl to mix. The sample should turn dark blue to black. Cap the titration tube with the corresponding cap. It should have a hole in the center. Locate the direct reading titrator and the sodium thiosulfate bottle in your kit. Depress the plunger on the titrator and insert into the hole in the top of the sodium thiosulfate bottle. Invert both the bottle and the titrator. Pull the plunger on the titrator until the large ring on the plunger is opposite the 0 line on the scale. Make sure there are no air bubbles in the titrator. Bubbles may be removed by moving the plunger up and down while the bottle of sodium thiosulfate is inverted. Insert the filled titrator into the center hole of the titration tube cap. Add 1 drop at a time from the titrator, gently swirling the tube between drops. You do not need to count the drops for this test. Continue adding 1 drop at a time until the dark solution turns clear. During the titration, if the plunger tip reaches the bottom line on the titrator scale before the solution is clear, refill the titrator to the 0 line with sodium thiosulfate and continue the titration. If you have to refill, be sure to add 10 parts per million to your second parts per million value and record the total value required for the titration. Hold the tube against a white background to be sure that the solution is clear and not faint blue. Read the number on the titrator where the widest part of the plunger meets the line on the scale. Each minor division on the titrator scale equals 0.2 parts per million. Record the value to the nearest 0.2 parts per million. Repeat these steps for the second sample bottle. If the 2 DO results are not within 0.6 parts per million of each other, season and refill the titration tube with leftover fixed sample from the first sample bottle and follow the titration steps. If the results still vary by more than 0.6 parts per million, repeat the entire procedure with new samples of water from the site. Leftover sodium thiosulfate in the titrator could have been contaminated with the water sample and should be discarded. Do not return the leftover titrant to the bottle. Thanks for watching. If you have any comments or questions, give us a shout.